Tak.
Patrz, tutaj film.
Tak.
Pozostałości jeszcze po tych budynkach.
Co mi wydaje, co się stało, był, że ludzie wyszli tam gdzieś, na dół, potem oni rozebrali, lub mógł być na dół lub na górę, na pierwszym piętro, ale to wszystko było miłe zrobione i tak dalej. I potem stąd czekał na ich ciężarówkę i tam byli zabity. Stał tu i potem jechał do tam.
A i tam ich zakopywali.
Tak, tak. Of the 6 million or so people who died in the Shoah, around 200,000 died in this place. Chelmno nad Ner, the place where the first ever gassings took place on a massive scale. Gassing was something the Nazis had done before. They'd done it in the euthanasia program, but on the whole these were people who were either too weak or mentally unable to resist or whatever. Here, for the first time on a industrial scale, people were murdered by gas. We look at some of the experiments that had taken place. Mobile gas vans were used in Germany. They were tried out also in Russia, in Mogilev. They were tried out in Poland, either on a non-experimental or a way of just trying to kill people. Gas was tried in September 1941, Zyklon, to kill people in Auschwitz on an experimental basis. But here, in November 1941, trials were carried out, and from the 8th of December 1941, people were murdered here by the use of gas. Gas vans which took between 80 to 150 people at a time took from the place where I am now standing. This is the former country house in Chelmno nad Ner. This was a house which 19th century belonged to some wealthy landowners. The people in this area were largely, obviously they're largely Polish, but I mean there's very strong Jewish and Germanic populations. The Jews and the Germans had largely come here at the beginning of the 19th century, and they had settled here for much the same reasons. The Poles were largely working in agriculture, the Jews and the Germans were largely city dwellers and small business people on the whole. This was then part of Russia. This part of Poland was annexed to Nazi Germany in 1939. The Poles were deported, as were a lot of the Jews. The Jews were deported to ghettos. The Poles were just dumped in the general government somewhere. Of approximately 4.9 million people who lived in the areas annexed to Germany in the Vaterland, approximately 350,000 were Jewish. Many of them ended up in the ghetto in Łódź, which is approximately 60 kilometers from here to the south. There were many smaller ghettos in this area, such as Dąbie, such as Grabów, such as Koło, Konin, Inowrocław, and other places. And these people were brought here to Chelmno and murdered between the 8th of December 1941 and April 1943. In April 1943, the Nazis decided they were going to stop killing people here, largely because there wasn't many people left to kill other than those who were in the Łódź ghetto. And the people in the Łódź ghetto were largely considered to be untouchable for the moment because of the efforts of the head of the ghetto, Mr. Chaim Rumkowski, in getting people to work for the Germans. So the Łódź ghetto had protection.